Good day, good day. Hello, hello, everybody. Let's see what we got cooking today. Had a fun week this week, didn't we? Let me see what I have. I think we finished off with John Solomon stuff last night. Oh, here's the Karens freaking out. All right, over the press conference with Kash Patel and Trump from yesterday.
Yeah, it's really stunning to see Donald Trump standing in the Oval Office flanked by Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche, who were his personal lawyers. These are people who have represented Donald Trump, the man, in matters that are very personal to him, and they're treating their jobs in the Justice Department in much the same way, as though it's their job to serve him, the man. You heard Todd Blanche in that clip you played say, we're doing everything right. We are above reproach with what we're doing here because he was prosecuted 4 different times, and therefore we're entitled to do what we're doing. And they're just sort of using that to justify political prosecutions that are not based in facts or law.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, they have turned the justice system upside down. They have fired and forced out all of the prosecutors who are going to enforce the institutional norms of the justice system in favor of people who are just enablers, political enablers.
Wow.
Michelle,
Like, she's been living under a rock for the last 6 years. Except the rock is named MSNBC.
I don't know I'm wondering what your take was.
Well, I think, if you go back and read kind of any of the great theorists on fascism, authoritarianism, totalitarianism, what they'll say is that
What will they say?
the authoritarian leader isn't so much concerned with creating an alternate set of facts as he is with obliterating the sense that reality can be grasped at all. And so in this atmosphere...
Oh, God, you guys are doing a bang-up job of that yourselves, so what am I to think here? Are you basically Hitler, or?
Of intense cynicism and derangement and confusion, it's possible for them to then try to create their own reality, and people feel sort of off balance in trying to
Thankfully, we have you guys to set us back on the right path.
Assert what they
To help us retain our balance.
know to be true. And I think that Donald Trump is really a master of that. I mean, there's a phrase that people in the domestic violence world use when they're, and I think that there's a lot of ways in which understanding how domestic abusers operate gives you some insight into how Donald Trump operates. They say it's DARVO, deflect, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. So, whenever kind of this administration accuses someone of something, in a sense, it's always a confession. Their modus operandi is if they commit a crime and are held accountable for it, that then shows that they have the right to prosecute someone for the identical crime.
Well,
so does this all apply to you guys too, or
to that
you wouldn't do that though? Like, you wouldn't be guilty of that, right?
point, Liz Oyer, while the president and his lackeys were
You would never, Darvo.
trying to
Oh, no. That was bonkers, man. Bill O'Reilly. Oh, yeah. Interesting little clip here. Tom Homan getting asked about that whole, like, $50,000 of cash in a bag allegation or whatever. He got asked a question about that by Bill O'Reilly here on stage.
I know George Stephanopoulos is one of your best friends. He convicted you on television, okay, of a $50,000 bribe. Stephanopoulos did this on ABC. The vice president, J.D. Vance, defended you. And I thought he did so pretty well, because due process is important. Do you want to clarify anything about that situation?
I didn't take $50,000 from anybody.
Oh, well, there it is.
How did that get into the mainstream, do you think?
I have no idea.
You say he have not accepted $50,000 cash from anybody at all.
Yeah, look, there's been hit pieces on me since I came back to this administration. There's got to be 30, 40 hit pieces on me about how I'm involved with contracts and government contracts, when in fact, day one I came back, I recused myself from any discussions on any contract or any monetary decisions like that, because I used to have a company that did consulting. So I cleared myself day one. What people don't talk about is I took a significant, huge pay cut to come back and serve my nation. And I'm not enriching myself doing this job.
Does this make you angry that they're coming at you this way?
I don't care what people think about me, and never have. No, because I know who I am. I work for the greatest president in the history of this nation, in my opinion, and we're doing the right thing every day.
Okay.
Well, there you go. He completely denies the whole entire thing. Oof. All right. Leftist clans in Chicago speaking out, and it's delusional as you thought it would be. Why not? Let's see it.
I can see you're very passionate about this cause that you guys are out here fighting for. What's your message to the Cook County police officers here today?
That the Illinoisans are being kidnapped by ICE
Racist.
daily and put in that detention facility in unsafe, unhealthy conditions. And these guys are more concerned with us peacefully protesting in support of our fellow Illinoisans than they are concerned about freeing fellow Illinoisans from kidnapping.
The big controversy here was initially the National Guard would be here. And
Hello, Illinoisans. Yeah, they're ill and they're annoying. You bet.
now it's the Cook County Sheriff Police that are out here. Do you still have hatred towards them as well?
I think they're more professional than ICE, and they must feel embarrassed by ICE. But if they're standing against us and not against ICE, then they're not with us, and I don't support them.
Some people are comparing ICE and the feds, and now they're calling it Cook County as well, the Sheriff Police. They're referring to them as the Gestapo. Do you think that's a fair?
I think that's absolutely a fair comparison, because what did the Gestapo do that was so terrible? They hauled people off
What are you wearing?
without due process. What is ICE doing? That exact same thing. You could make an argument that the more local law enforcement is not that, and sure, even if they're not taking part in the actual hauling off of people, they're actively facilitating the taking of people that have been kidnapped and moving them somewhere else. So they're participating, even if they're not officially part of ICE. They are participating in that process of disappearing people. So I'd say that a comparison of them to the Gestapo is perfectly valid at this point. Yes.
What did you think when Kristi Noem came here?
They're not disappearing, they're deporting. Big difference.
I think it was just a photo op for, Ice Barbie, and I don't, if she had to go to the bathroom, she could have gone to the detention center. Or the facility's so bad there that Ice Barbie can't go there. I don't know.
Who's the Ice Barbie?
Kristi Noem.
Kristi Noem.
Good.
The dog killer. She's like Trump's cabinet official that's above ICE. People call her Ice Barbie online.
What should they do with
Oh, are you online?
the
Are you on AOL? Are you on America Online?
illegal migrants that did come over the border illegally?
This isn't about illegal migrants.
Do you get emails?
They're arresting and detaining U.S. citizens who happen to be brown, people who are driving while brown. They're arresting people who are in the process of getting citizenship.
Boom, boom, long time. Look at him.
Or something. They go
Look at
to
that hat.
citizenship
Oh boy, look at that mask.
hearings and steal people before they become citizens. It's about kidnapping brown people. There's 70 or 80% of the
Yes, it's about kidnapping brown people.
people they picked up
You've figured it out.
are either citizens or
That's what the whole thing is all about. We just want to kidnap them. We just
legal.
want to kidnap the brown people. As to what we do with the brown people after that, your guess is as good as mine. I understand they disappear.
residents. This is not about illegal immigration at all. That's a red herring.
early.
Peace and strength. All right, let's see. Quick clip.
Yesterday morning, I returned from the Middle East, where we celebrated a historic agreement to end years of suffering and conflict. Amazing. Every country came together. I mean, even the enemies came out and totally endorsed it. Everybody, I've never seen anything like it. Nobody's seen anything like it. And just as we are forging peace and stability abroad, we're also restoring peace and safety and stability at home. And you see that in Washington, D.C., maybe better than any place, because we got there, and within 12 days it was very good. And within 30 days, it's been as safe as any city in the country. It's been great. They allowed millions of people in this country that shouldn't have been allowed, including over 11,000 murderers, half of whom murdered more than one person. And many of them are gone now, or they're put in prison, because we don't want to have them come back. So we literally put them in our prison, which we don't want to do. But we bring them back to their countries. I mean, the job they've done, it's incredible. And it's been so nice, because so many people, they're going out to dinner and they're having dinners. They didn't go out for 4 years.
Yeah, shoot, I went out in DC for the first time in like forever.
And now they're going out 3 times a week. Restaurants are opening.
Great.
Restaurants are full.
No crazy people.
And usually that means a lot of good things, but restaurants that were closed.
Less crazy people.
Those are now opening up.
I'm going to say there was definitely less crazy people than there usually were. There was still crazy people.
And everybody's happy.
Oh my God, this was freaking hilarious. This absurd freaking theatrical production here. Pritzker with his troon soldier. Where'd she go? She. Yes, this is his star. His star veteran. He's trotting out to smash the narrative. Oh, nonpartisan. Is that so? Is that what it is? You don't look nonpartisan. You look non-binary. Did you get mixed up? You in the wrong club, or? No sound? That's weird. There should be no reason for there to be no sound. Should be just fine. Try refreshing, I don't know. Oh. Was this going to be like emotionally difficult for him, her, them? It? I'm pretty sure it's precisely what they trained for. Oh no, military being put into high charge situations. Oh no.
Moral reserve we expect from our armed forces. We must also not lose sight of the human dimension at the heart of this mission. The people being targeted by ICE are not faceless threats. Many of them are mothers, fathers, workers, veterans, long-standing contributors to our economy and society. Some may have put on the uniform themselves. Others have raised children who serve in uniform today. To treat every immigrant as a threat...
Sorry for letting that run a little while there. I was checking on audio settings to see if there's anything that could be causing whatever issues you guys are having. Very weird. So, okay, after I just adjusted that, volume went like way down. Interesting.
As if we are facing an invasion, ignores both our shared humanity.
Strange. Okay. Let's try here. Jack up that volume a little bit.
And the complexity of the immigration system itself. It reduces
okay.
real of our communities to targets instead of our neighbors. For those outside of Chicago, take note, because what is happening here...
Good, getting better. Oops. That.
Clash with their identity and values, where they may be viewed not as protectors, but as agents of contention. It damages unit cohesion, it sows doubt, it introduces political fear, hesitation, and mistrust. It harms our operational readiness by pulling the Guard away from their real missions, and it puts Guardsmen in impossible positions, where one misunderstanding, one wrong move, could turn a tense situation into a tragedy.
Now, is that better than it was before? Before I messed with anything?
Using them in this way risks escalation that puts both service members and civilians in harm's way. It also risks alienating entire communities whose trust the military may need tomorrow in a crisis. The president has planted the perception that the military is not...
Now has feedback. Scratchy. Static bumping. Interesting. Alright, let's put both mic and share back on stereo. Let's try that. Okay. Oh, now is my my mic might only be coming out of one side now. That's stupid. Golly. I think I got a fix for that though. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that should... Nope, it did not. That did not fix my issue. Alright, back on mono it goes. Well, hopefully it's okay. I don't know. I don't know why some of you were having issues and others were not. That is just really bizarre. Very strange. Sorry, hold on. I gotta delete my second mic here. There we go. Disabled. All right, cool. Well, tell me how it is now. Probably way loud. That's good. Good. Okay, cool. Sorry, technical stuff, I know. Boring. All done. All right, on to Miss Steph's pile here. Let's see. Weird. Neosci says 0 by 5 on my left earpiece. Like we're, that is just so bizarre.
Look at it.
Should be coming through stereo, no problem. But oh well. I'll mess with it later. If I can figure it out. I think the only other thing I can do is stop the stream and I can't change it from the entire stream from stereo to mono while it's running. I have to take the stream down to do that, unfortunately. So, oh well. What happens when I play say like this video?
What's happening, and that was the deal that was made, and we'll see what happens. It's calmed down.
For those of you that were having a mono issue before, was that coming through mono or both speakers? That is so bizarre. How strange.
It's a tough neighborhood. We know that.
That is just so weird. Oh well. Anyway, I'll see if I can fix it for next time. I have to deal with it for now. All right, down we go. Lots to review for today, looks like. Always fun for yours truly. See how much we can blast through here. Who's up first? Jack Smith. Oh, Jack Smith misrepresenting the facts of the J6 case. Oh, why would he do that?
And so to what extent did that need for speed play into how you were approaching what ended up being the two criminal cases that you brought, the one in Florida involving classified documents and the one in Washington, D.C. involving the insurrection?
Yeah, so obviously, as I said before, moving a case forward expeditiously is something any good prosecutor is going to do. We did not need an election or any arbitrary date to justify or to motivate us to move the case forward expeditiously. I think that, a lot of the narrative that you're talking about is people who just would not take the time to read the filings we did about why we did what we did. There is black letter, unopposed in any way, Supreme Court precedent that says moving cases forward expeditiously is not just it's not just the defendant's right to a speedy trial. The public has an interest in the expeditious prosecution of cases. And we said that, the courts agreed with us. The district court agreed with us. The appellate court agreed with us. Even the Supreme Court that didn't expedite the case as much as we wanted to, they did expedite it. And so that motivation to move the case forward for proper legal reasons that have been repeatedly cited by our Supreme Court, that's what motivated us, not any particular arbitrary date.
Well, he's got to be feeling the heat. I think we're going to have to wait a little while longer for him. I think it's probably going to be Schiff and Bolton and a few others up next. But his day will come soon. Russia's JFK assassination dossier was released today, that's right. I don't know if there was really anything too salacious in it. I think what I heard, at least early on, but like before people had really had time to dig into it too deeply, was that the Russians claimed to have had no foreknowledge. And as soon as they obviously heard the news, they naturally freaked the frick out due to Oswald and, you know, the obvious connections with Oswald and the Soviet Union. You know, they kind of saw how it could get a little bit sticky for them, and they, I guess, very quickly scrambled to send condolences to the U.S. and, you know, that's what they say anyway. You know, who knows? I don't know what all the dirtier details are. I'm sure we'll get into some of the findings here in Steph's pile. So let's see. Trump says, "I'm speaking to President Putin now." Oh. The conversation is ongoing, a lengthy one, and I will report the contents, as will President Putin, at its conclusion. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Focusing on Ukraine, Russia now. Being reported that prosecutors are presenting charges. Oh, well, sorry, there you go. I was not aware of that, but told you sooner than you think, right? Apparently, prosecutors are presenting charges to a grand jury against John Bolton today. There it is.
Good morning, Ariel. We believe that prosecutors are presenting charges under the Espionage Act, accusing John Bolton of mishandling classified information. That comes after the FBI secured search warrants to search his
I would expect Schiff next.
home and office and found some classified documents in that search. But it's not clear that those were related to what this case is about. The affidavit...
And by the way, every single one of these will continue to open up new doors, both for further crimes that these people may have committed and crimes committed by others, you know, communications between them and others. Every single one of these opens up multiple new doors, and each one of those doors opens up more doors, and so on and so forth. Just wait. It'll be a fun ride.
Cause also mentions that John Bolton's email account had been hacked by a foreign government, and the referral for this case came from the CIA, and it's my understanding that the U.S. found some information as they were gathering intelligence from that foreign government, that they found John Bolton's emails, essentially, and they discovered things that led them to be suspicious that he was mishandling classified information, and that's what generated this case. This was back in the Biden administration. However, that Justice Department did not move forward with the case. There were some concerns about revealing the access that the U.S. had to the foreign government. The Trump administration made a different calculation. They are moving forward with the case. Of course, everyone knows that John Bolton is a political adversary and critic of Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has said, you know, he does not appreciate John Bolton at all. There was a dispute about a book that John Bolton wrote. The Trump administration, the first Trump administration, accused him of putting classified information in that book. So now here we are with prosecutors presenting to a grand jury and trying to seek an indictment that could...
Oh, don't be surprised if he did a lot more with that classified information than just put it in his frickin' book.
Could come as soon as this afternoon, Ariel.
Did he, I don't know, give it to a foreign adversary? Perhaps, maybe. Just dangle some foreign secrets out there? Or our secrets, rather, to foreign adversaries? What did he do? I wonder. Speaker Johnson visibly furious on day 16 of the shutdown. All right.
Together and build that consensus is not possible until we get the government operating again and we stop holding. I get very upset about this. We stop holding the American people hostage for these ridiculous political games. People see what's going on here. We should not have Border Patrol agents not paid right now because Chuck Schumer wants to pay political games to cover his tail. I don't know how much more simply to say that, and every single one of you know that's exactly what's going on. I don't like being mad, Mike. I want to be happy, Mike. I want to be the happy warrior, but I am so upset about this. God bless America. We're done. Thanks.
He actually did seem kind of miffed. Like, genuinely. So Bolton's officially indicted? Yep, there it is. Oh, here's Trump commenting on it.
Just indicted by a grand jury in Maryland. Do you have a
So when did Trump sorry, when did he go live? Missed that? Oh, just ended, like a little under an hour ago. Okay. Neato.
reaction to that?
I didn't know that. You told me for the first time, but I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. It's too bad, but that's the way it goes.
The case against him?
That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes. Will I what?
Have you reviewed the case against him?
No, I haven't. But I just think he's a bad person.
So is it known what he's been hit with?
Okay,
Yeah. Is the documents out there? No shit, 18 counts. What? Really? Yeah, oh man. 26-page indictment, 18 federal charges. Uh-huh. Just what was old Mustache Man doing with the classified info? Who exactly did he try to pass it off to? Which foreign nation was it? I wonder who. I have no idea, really, but I suspect it's probably somewhere in the Middle East. Could be others. Could be the UK. Who knows? Could be Ukraine. Absolutely. All right, let's see what MSNBC is saying here.
Yeah, so John Bolton was charged with 18 federal counts, and I apologize, I'm going to look down. I'm reading this. We're still just getting this. We have the first 8 counts are transmission of national defense information. The second set of 9 counts, that's counts 9 through 18, is retention of national defense information. And that looks like it's U.S. Code Title 19, Section 793D and E, which is part of the Espionage Act. Now, there was another statute that they were considering, and it looks like they've only charged him with those Espionage Act statutes, but we're still reading through this indictment. It's 26 pages long. There's a lot of background information here, and I apologize, but we're literally just getting this in right now, so I'm still...
Ooh, man. Yeah, he's cooked, dude. I know people been looking deep into him, and not just him. Shifts on the burner next, man.
Regs, there's no statute of limitations on this. He continued to possess classified documents.
Yeah, Will, I'll tell you, I've worked on these cases both on the prosecution side and on the defense side, and I'll tell you they are very difficult cases to defend against because it is in essence a simple analysis. Is the document classified? Is it in your possession? Did you purposefully possess the document in question? And then you reach other analyses. You look at what was the purpose for the possession to determine whether or not additional charges may be brought. Remember, though, I'm very mindful of the fact that Bolton has a lot of knowledge and a lot of
Don't be too surprised if some additionals get tossed on there soon.
insight. There's may be an effort to also get his attention and get him talking about other things that he may have information about. This is just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. I think it's a difficult case to defend against. He, of all people, should know. Doesn't matter if it's old or new materials. If it's classified and you possessed it, then it could be a crime.
All right.
Let's see, 3 or 4 more. Maybe more.
We'll have to prove it. Then
Oh yeah, here's John Bolton talking about Donald Trump
And he has committed
Mishandling classified info.
very serious crimes. This is a devastating indictment. I speak here as an alumnus of the Justice Department myself, because not only is it powerful, it's very narrowly tailored. They didn't throw everything up against the wall to see what would stick. This really is a rifle shot, and I think it should be the end.
Oh, a rifle shot, huh?
End of Donald Trump's political career.
A rifle shot. That's interesting language to use. Wouldn't you say? Wonder when that one dates to. Well, can't wait to get the highlight reel from today's presser from about an hour ago. I haven't seen it, so. Schumer shutdown is opening the eyes of Democrats nationwide. C-SPAN caller. Oh, I love C-SPAN call-ins. They're always freaking great.
I think I'm going to be leaving the Democrat Party because this happens. This happens too often, where they're blaming the opposite party when they know they can do the right thing. They need to do the right thing and reopen this government instead of keeping it shut down like they're hijacking the American people. I've seen it before. We've seen them vote the right way when they're in power. So why the hell can't they vote the right way when they're not in power? So get this government back open, get the American people what they deserve.
Why indeed, sir.
And this is basically a Schumer shutdown from what I've seen, from what I've been watching on C-SPAN.
Oh, by the way, here.
They show and what they show the Democrats whining and crying and blaming.
Meant to pull this up earlier, back to Bolton. Here's a rundown of his foreign travels over the last decade or so. So as National Security Advisor 2018 to 2019 under Trump, traveled to Russia, did a tour of the Caucasus region, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia, the Middle East, and where he visited Israel and Turkey, and apparently discussed the planned U.S. withdrawal from Syria. Then to Asia, included a trip to Mongolia, deeply involved in the admin's diplomatic efforts with North Korea. He was touching all kinds of business, wasn't he? Then Europe, he engaged with all kinds of European allies on multiple occasions. Post-government travel. Oh, he went to Taiwan, April 2023. Remember, there was some trip to somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere in there too. Post-admin. And then back in, early 2000s, under the Bush admin, W, made frequent trips to Moscow. For negotiations and consultations on arms control and non-proliferation. Accompanied Rumsfeld to Moscow shortly after 9/11. Was also part of the U.S. delegation engaged in talks with North Korea regarding its nuclear program, although he was later removed from this role. Somewhere in 01 to 05 timeframe. Then he was ambassador to the UN from 05 to 06. I didn't get any results really there, but I imagine he must have done some travel there too. Interesting. All over the place. Some sketchy places too. All right, FBI agents will get paid despite government shutdown, Kash Patel says. Comey lawyer Patrick Fitzgerald linked to Comey memo leak saga that prompted the appointment of Mueller. How about that? Let's see. What else? Adam Kinzinger unmasked in J6 warrantless dragnet against MAGA. How's that? Okay, hold on. One of the key players in this latest revelation is Kinzinger. Late last year, he reportedly told the FBI that the J6 committee had all this data that was collected by his colleague and former Congressman Denver Riggleman. Oh, yeah, that loser. Kicker is that he offered to hand the trove over to the FBI. Again, without a warrant. Riggleman's, yeah, the same guy who later helped Hunter Biden's legal team. Secretly collected 30 million lines of phone data. Created dragnet to Trump supporters on and after J6. Yes. I gotta hit the restroom here real quick. On.
Last week I did a TV show that apparently got the FBI's attention.
Who are you writing checks to? Schwab is giving to just street kids?
Tides Foundation funds an organization called Alliance for Global Justice. It is time to turn over all of the stones.
Saturday, I get a phone call. The director would like to send over some agents to speak to you, Glenn. And I'm like, the direct FBI agents? Yes, you said some things that they need to talk to you about. And I'm like, well, good things or bad things? You know, they'll be over. So they sat in my living room. 3 agents sat in my living room on Saturday afternoon for almost 2 hours. It was surreal at one point. I talked to him for about 15 minutes just going over the Tides Foundation and saying, if you understand Tides, you'll understand how difficult your job is going to be. And this is information that I first gave on Fox years ago. Let me just say this. Finally, we have an administration and an FBI director that is willing to go in deep, not surface, but deep. I can only imagine what we could have avoided if anyone in an administration would have done this in 2011. If I were in that imaginary group of Antifa, which, by the way, has imaginary leaders leaving the country to go maybe to imaginary countries outside of the U.S. right now, I would be very concerned. If I were part of anything that was sending money their way or assistance their way, I don't know. I might be a little concerned because the FBI is dead ass serious.
Good. That's good to hear. Hello, right on cue. And YouTube says, so awesome to see this channel. It's so awesome to see you out there. And everyone else that we haven't seen in so long. Hello, hello. Don't forget, by the way, to hit the like button, por favor, please. If you are watching on DLive, definitely pop over to YouTube and hit the thumbs up. That would be very nice of you. Would much appreciate it. I think someone actually just dropped the link into DLive chat to make it easy for you guys. Yeah, Powder Girl, thank you. Powder Girl dropped the YouTube link. And tell you what, I'll do it too. You give me just a moment here. Okay. So definitely pop in there, hit thumbs up. Ideally watch over there too, so we get the view. It would be very nice. All right, let's keep going. According to documents released yesterday by the GOP Judiciary, House Judiciary, Thomas Wyndham, asked by Deputy AG Lisa Monaco to lead the initial investigation into the president and his associates related to January 6th, twice refused to answer questions during interviews with the committee. Ooh, really? Which questions? His responses during a June deposition were so lacking that the committee subpoenaed him to return, which he did on September 30th. But Wyndham, who was later detailed to Special Counsel Jack Smith's team, to continue the J6 case against the president, which resulted in a 2023 August indictment, was no more forthcoming the second time around. Go figure. On at least 70 occasions, Windom invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, or other reasons for just not answering. Yeah. Windom not only pursued the president, but also Trump allies, including John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, Jeff Clark, and Kelly Ward, just to name a few. But on the advice of his lawyer, Windom refused to answer even basic questions. You testified for example, you testified in June that the initial person that spoke to you about that opportunity was an individual named Rush Atkinson in the office of the Deputy AG. Who is Mr. Atkinson? I respectfully decline to respond for the reasons stated by my counsel. Over and over and over. Multiple questions. Who is Stephen D'Antuono? I respectfully decline to respond for the reasons stated by my counsel. Interesting. Letitia James has added a former federal prosecutor to her legal defense team in Norfolk, Virginia. Andrew Boss, a former assistant U.S. attorney who specialized in fraud and financial cases, will be added to her team. Yep. Oh, yeah. Reporters leaving the Pentagon, packing up, going home. Bye-bye. Oh, this is nuts, yeah. Large trucks, U-Hauls, seen dropping off supplies for Portland protesters, including those inflatable costumes that they're wearing. Oh, that's right. Those are paid for and supplied by, well, someone.
All this stuff that's getting dropped off right here, you have all the inflatables as well that the people have been protesting in. A little strange, they have a U-Haul shipment full of all the stuff that's apparently been taken away.
And a fat body to unload it all. How nice.
Apparently been taken away. So stuff's been coming in. There's still protesters out right now. It's like 4 p.m. right now, I believe. And the protesters are starting to show up here to the ICE facility in Portland. You have all this stuff that's getting dropped off right here. You have all
Obama-appointed federal judge Sarah Ellis has ruled that all federal agents operating in Chicago must now wear body cameras.
Breaking news, a federal judge issuing a major expansion of her order concerning federal agents involved in immigration operations in Chicago. She says all of them must have body cameras, all the agents there, and then they have to keep them turned on while they're deployed throughout the city. Breaking news, a federal judge.
Well, that footage should be just jolly good fun for us. House Oversight Committee Democrats ask Attorney General Bondi for info by October 30th on the rationale for Ghislaine Maxwell's prison transfer. Okay. Crazy Kathy Griffin says President Trump did not win in a free and fair election in 2024. What?
Guess what? I'm going to say something that's going to get me in trouble. I don't think he won in a free and fair election. You heard me. I'm coming out and saying it myself. I don't care if that means I look crazy.
Hey, remember when we said that and you all called us crazy and wanted to throw us all in camps and or prison?
Because
and or worse.
Elon Musk, who's this other Nazi guy running around town who owns X, and a lot of people think he's a genius, but he's not. He's like a fake genius. Anyway, he's a professional Nazi, in my humble opinion.
A professional Nazi.
And
you held up the severed head of a then candidate for president.
He's good friends with
like it was funny, like a joke on a national magazine cover.
Trump, and at one point, I don't know if you remember, but he was giving out $1 million checks to people if they would vote for Trump. That's illegal. It's unconstitutional and illegal. So that was happening, and the fact that Trump won all 7 swing states which has never happened in the history of the U.S., makes it all very suspicious to me. So there, I said it. Guess what? I'm going to...
Wow. Can't go away soon enough. A group of former Justice Department officials, including Jack Smith, released video warning about the impact of the ongoing purge of longtime career Justice Department officials by the Trump admin. Wah. Now's the time to speak up for justice, they say.
Now is the time to speak up for justice.
This should be thoroughly cringe.
My name is Stacey Young. I was a Justice Department attorney for 18 years. My colleagues and I had one mission: to serve the American people.
As apolitical civil servants,
we enforce the law without fear
or favor.
We swore an oath to the Constitution,
not to any one president or political party.
Even when
That's funny.
Administrations changed, our core mission always remained the same: to protect the safety, rights, and prosperity of all.
To destroy everything that regular people know and love.
All Americans.
Oh, wait.
But now, the department is facing an existential crisis. The current administration is attempting to transform DOJ into a weapon for the president to enrich himself and his allies and punish his enemies. To do it, they are decimating the department's apolitical career workforce.
The Justice Department issued a wave of firings. Fire every civil servant, replace them with our people.
I will shatter the deep state.
We'll find out who you are and fire you.
The Justice Department has now fired more than a dozen prosecutors who worked on January 6th cases.
The biggest...
Oh no. Oh geez. Oh gosh.
Purge in the modern history of the FBI.
The Justice Department's Storage Civil Rights Division is facing an exodus of up to 70% of its staff.
I saw this coming before the administration came into power, which is why I...
Wow. Whoa. Did you have like a crystal ball or something called their platform?
Call to action in the New York Times. I knew that for federal employees to stay, they'd need support. Justice Connection is an answer to that call, a movement of thousands of DOJ alumni and volunteers who've organized to fight back.
Together, we're mobilizing to defend the rule of law
and support the tens of thousands of
career attorneys, national security experts, law enforcement agents, and others
who are being demonized,
demoted, or outright fired.
For saying no to corrupt deals.
For refusing to follow illegal orders.
Or simply working on cases
the president didn't like.
Making our communities less safe
and our rights less secure.
In just a few months, we mobilized.
Yes, let's have all of them read off the same super turbo cringe script and look dead-eyed into the camera. That'll definitely sell the American people.
Department
They'll be totally on board.
Alumni to provide employees
with these people being soulless retards.
Direct support.
We stood up a legal support network to deliver pro bono representation to those unjustly fired or facing investigation. It's the only network of its kind.
As the administration works overtime to traumatize public servants,
we want to put them in trauma.
We use
my goodness gracious.
Our experience leading DOJ programs that address trauma to build a network of mental health providers.
We're also building an employment support network to help DOJ employees make career transitions as they have been pushed out and fired.
We're growing every
Will it come with the safe space?
day, and so is our impact.
Justice Connection.
Justice Connection
Got me pro bono legal support.
Help me with my job search.
Pro bono legal support.
gave me and my family an emotional lifeline.
Supported my team when they were unjustly fired.
Trained me to speak out in the media about what I witnessed inside the department.
Oh, really? Did they do that?
My name's Jazz Baluch. I'm a former trial attorney in the employment litigation section.
We're speaking out in Congress.
Protecting them and DOJ's mission-critical work must be a top priority.
In our first 6 months, we were featured more than 100 times, from TV and radio to podcasts and print media.
Of the Justice Connection.
That stupid moron.
Connection.
Justice Connection.
Justice Connection.
You've helped hundreds of Justice Department employees. They scared?
They're terrified.
No interest from this administration in enforcing civil rights laws.
White-collar crime is no longer a priority.
Well, you want to bet?
If you commit violence in support of the president, he might protect you.
Anil Bove told subordinates that he was willing to ignore court orders.
This is a letter signed by nearly 1,000 former DOJ lawyers
calling him unfit and unethical.
Supporting the dedicated public servants who enforce our laws isn't just about fairness for them. It's about ensuring that our justice system remains impartial, apolitical, and serves all Americans.
So we can keep our nation secure,
keep our communities safe,
and protect our fundamental rights.
The oath doesn't end when the job does.
We will never stop fighting for those who serve our country.
We will never stop fighting
for our country,
our Constitution,
and our democracy.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Sorry, got a text there. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, they're trying to get Fetterman out, huh? Not surprised. Sorry, responding to a text. All right.
I'm the only Democrat in my family. I grew up in a conservative part of Pennsylvania, and I grew up and I know and I love people that voted for President Trump. But they are not fascists. They're not.
Oh, string them up. They're gonna have to.
Nazis. They're not trying.
He's gonna have to go.
To destroy the Constitution, those things, and that's part of another thing. I refuse to call people Nazis or fascists, or I would never compare anybody to Hitler and those things. And
those things.
That kinds of extreme rhetoric is going to continue. We're going to be more likely in resulting in extreme kind of outcomes and political violence and doing all these kinds.
This guy cannot string together a thought to save his life.
Things like Charlie Kirk. For me, all I could say is like, let people grieve.
Crazy.
Give people the space. I'm not going to use that terrible thing and that Pasek assassination to make my argument and try to put out my views. It's like, my God, you know, he's a father that had his neck blown out by a bullet.
Oh my God, dude.
And now people have
he's a father who had his neck blown out by a bullet.
Forgotten. President Trump was in my state, was shot in the head. And if that would have, could you imagine where our nation would be if he was hit in the same way with Kirk?
With a bullet?
We really got to turn the temperature down. And we can agree to disagree on these kinds of things. But right now, shutting down the government, I just can't take it that. I'm the only...
Woo, man, it's no wonder they want to get rid of his ass. Like, A, ideologically, just not a fit, and B, good Lord, he's a bumbling idiot. He can't say anything without sounding just completely off his rocker. Deep fried brain, man. Oh, here's more.
That's why shutting the government is really what the Democratic Party wants to do. And I follow country, then party, and it's the wrong thing for the country. In a period of chaos, I refuse to vote to shut our government down. I absolutely would love to have...
Yeah, just clap. Get him to stop talking quick.
I
Yeah, really, just keep clapping, yeah.
I would love to have a conversation.
Oh, no, he's still going.
About extending the tax credits for healthcare. Absolutely. But I would remind everybody, too, this was designed by the Democratic Party to expire at the end of the year. This is not something taken by the Republicans. They were designed to expire. Now let's have a conversation to extend it and not shut our government down. That's...
Oh, boy. All right. My office just secured, this is AG Letitia James, New York AG. My office just secured another order halting the Trump admin from using SNAP information to target immigrant communities while our lawsuit continues. We will keep fighting to ensure children and families are able to access the food assistance they need without fear. Turning Point demanding Rutgers University fire an Antifa professor who's called literally Dr. Antifa by students. That's cuckoo.
Operation from a university. Trust me, we have so much experience working with the universities, and they're always trying to find a loophole, find a quirk in their bylaws or their rule book. And here's my question for them: why are you launching an investigation into students when
Soy man, look at him. Soy man. Soy man.
A quirk in their bylaws or their rule book? And here's my question for them: why are you launching an investigation into students when you should be launching an investigation into your own professor to see if he's fit to serve and educate the next generation? And clearly, with Professor Bray, Dr. Antifa, as many people call him at Rutgers,
like a freaking Marvel villain or something. Dr. Antifa.
I think the answer is clearly no, he is not.
And his alter ego, Mr. Soy.
And so my question is, why are they even employing him in the first place? And I'm told that he's still employed.
I saw an interview with him this week in which he basically said, I'm not endorsing Antifa, I'm a researcher. Does that change your mind on anything?
No, of course not. I mean, all you have to do is look at what he advocates for in his book, and that is obviously anti-illiberal values, meaning he is against everything Charlie Kirk stood for. He's anti-open debate, anti-open dialogue, and he instead advocates that anti-fascist, what he calls methods, should be employed preemptively because of the rise of fascism, which he, of course, just means conservatives. And so he's advocating for things like fists. He's advocating...
Well, yeah, I bet he is. I bet he is advocating for a fist.
For things like knives. Oh, and actually heavy weaponry when necessary. And also, again, preemptively. And I want your audience to remember that the bullet casings that were found with the assassin, with Charlie's assassin, included anti-fascist slogans like Bella Ciao and Hey Fascist Catch. And this is part of that dehumanizing rhetoric that we see coming from so many self-described progressives. I think they're the fringe, but it needs to stop. And Mark Bray is one of those people that unfortunately is advocating for this approach, and it's leading to the type of violence that we're all seeing this rise of, and we're also concerned about.
Trump admin planning sweeping changes in criminal division at the IRS. That's right, the talk is the IRS is going to be turned against left and large organizations that are funding nasty activities here and abroad. That's the talk on the street. Who wants to tell this moron that Democrats are the only ones who can reopen the government? Let's see. Oh, it's AOC.
Particularly as a TSA employee, I represent LaGuardia Airport, and so
oh yeah, yes.
I know very, very well all the hard work that you all do and put in, and
yes, ma'am.
And you all deserve a dignified workplace. You deserve a safe workplace, and you deserve the paycheck that you are working for. What I believe the best thing that we can do is to reopen the government right now, particularly as a TSA.
Senator Sanders, on that front, on government shutdowns before...
Oh, Bernie.
Obviously,
Bernie.
You've said before that you believe shutting down the government is a serious and dangerous action. You said that we must do everything possible to prevent it. What would you say to people who are missing their paychecks about why it's worth it now?
Well, let me just, first of all, thank you very much for your service, and we're going to do everything we can and move as quickly as we can to make sure you get your paychecks.
Senator Sanders, on that front, what does that need to look like before you would vote to reopen the government? Or is a commitment from the White House and Republicans enough?
No doubt.
There goes the horse smile.
Enough.
No doubt.
I mean,
Mr. President is a very honest man. And if he says something, man, you could take it to the bank.
So you're saying his word is not a
bankruptcy court.
His word? No.
So what do you need to see? What commitments from?
I think we need to see ink on paper. I think we need to see
Oh yeah.
legislation. I think
Because that's not. You haven't seen that.
we need to see votes, and I think we need to see these things pass on the floor of the House and the Senate and signed by President Trump. I don't accept IOUs. I don't accept
We're good because we're not giving them. So.
pinky promises. That's not the business that I'm in.
What does that need to look like before?
What business are you in, son?
Republicans have been appealing to audiences, especially young people like myself, online using social media. Why does Republican messaging on social media seem so much more effective than Democratic messaging?
Because y'all dumb and like you just suck at stuff. It's
Messaging.
pretty easy.
And what can we do about it?
Well, that's a great question. I think the Republicans are effective. They have learned a lot about social media. And by the way, it doesn't hurt that their friends own all of the major social media platforms. You know, Bezos
I'm sorry,
owns Twitter or X.
Repeat that. What?
Zuckerberg.
You don't actually believe that, do you?
Owns Meta, Facebook, and Instagram.
And then they're our friends. You think that they're our friends?
Mr. Ellison's going to own you pretty soon. I think he's going to take over CNN, not to mention CBS. So these guys have, you know, they can use algorithms now.
Republicans have been appealing to audiences.
Algorithm. Algorithm. Yeah.
What he is trying to do and what ICE raids and knocking down doors are about is to make all of you afraid. You're a federal employee, don't speak up. You're a government official, don't speak up. You're in a law firm that somehow had clients taking on Trump, don't speak up because
they'll send you to the camps.
They're going to punish you.
They're going to punish you.
You are on CNN, we're going to sue you if you ask the wrong questions. My friends, what this is about is a movement toward authoritarianism, intimidating us all.
Oh my gosh.
How do you think this shutdown reflects on Chuck Schumer's leadership?
Poorly.
Well, I think it reflects more.
The answer is poorly.
On Mike Johnson's leadership and
oh dear God,
President Trump's leadership. This is a leadership which said it's okay to give well, how do you feel? You tell me. Think it's a good idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the richest people in the country and then make massive cuts to healthcare for working class?
You think it's a good idea to pay senators hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and have them buy multi-million-dollar homes, multiple multi-million-dollar homes, just like you?
People?
You think that's a good idea?
I think Chuck Schumer is.
I bet he does.
Voted
I bet he does.
For continuing resolutions 13 times in the last 4 years, and he has the opportunity to vote for one again, but he's refusing to come to the table.
I think, look.
Owned. Did we skip one?
Senator Sanders, on that front, on government shutdowns before, obviously you've said before that you believe shutting down the government is a serious and dangerous action. You said that we must do everything possible to prevent it. What would you say to people who are missing their paychecks about why it's worth it now?
Well, let me just, first of all, thank you very much for your service. And we're going to do everything we can and move as quickly as we can to make sure you get your paychecks.
No, nothing.
My American dream has turned into a nightmare. My family was only days away from closing on a USDA loan for our dream home. Then came news of the shutdown, and now we face uncertainty. Our lease is up, and now we have to move. The shutdown is costing us our chance to live our dream. What are you doing?
How that exactly?
To end this?
Why is it stopping you from buying a bar?
stalemate and help restore faith in our elected officials, the people I help to choose.
What are you doing it on public funding? Like, what do you?
To guard my American dream.
We're going to do everything that we can to bring an end to this terrible shutdown, which is hurting you and which is hurting 1 million federal employees and millions of people who use federal.
Oh, they're a federal employee, huh?
Services.
Oh no. Poor civil servant can't buy a bar.
But
Crimea River.
My American dream has turned into a nightmare.
Oh, we already watched that.
What do you suggest government workers do for food money when the paychecks stop coming?
Go to the food bank.
I mean, these are the real questions that we have to be entertaining. And as I mentioned earlier, the best and most important solution to this is making sure that we reopen the government, not accept the inevitability of this, and come to a resolution as quickly as possible. Extending this shutdown would be a choice. Mike Johnson saying we want to make this the longest shutdown, saying this to prepare for this being the longest shutdown, that's not leadership. That is abdication of responsibility. It's an abdication to families like his, and a complete abdication of the responsibility that we have to people. Now, that
and your own part in this is what?
being said, we do have to make sure that
Senator Mitch McConnell just suffered a fall in Washington. Oh my gosh.
Kidnapping vote?
Oh dear God. Oh jeez. Oh man, he's down.
Kidnapping vote?
Oh God.
Kidnapping vote?
Oh jeez. Terrifying. Could have ended his life like that. Oh, yeah. Oh. What even was that? Oh boy, God help us. Senate Democrats reject for the 10th time Republicans' clean bill to reopen the federal government. No surprise there. Okay. Democrat strategist Liz Smith, the top party insider and longtime advisor to Pete Buttigieg, just admitted what many suspected all along. We resisted so hard between 2017 and 2024. We impeached the guy, we prosecuted him, convicted him of 34 felony counts, and guess what? He still got elected. I don't know how much harder we can resist right now. Yeah, you got that right. Stupid. Oh, shit. DOJ has brought terrorism-related charges against members of Antifa for the first time. Who? Texas. A Texas Antifa cell. You don't say. 2 individuals who were involved in an attack on ICE agents in Alvarado, Texas, Zachary Evitz and Cameron Arnold, were indicted by a federal grand jury and charged with providing material support for terrorism, attempting to murder federal and assisting officers, and discharging firearms during attempted murders. For the first time ever, the FBI has arrested anarchist violent extremists and charged these Antifa-aligned individuals with material support to terrorism. Bookmarking that shit. Heck yeah. We're not negotiating. Well, I'll just let his stupid ass say it. Here we go. God, he's looking bad.
Look, we're not negotiating in public, plain and simple. And Leader Thune has not come to me with any proposal at this point. Yes.
Lost our spot there. Oof. Okay, where were we? Oh my goodness, we got so much more to do. How are we gonna get through it all? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh, where are we? What the? There we go. I recognize that stuff. All right. A Massachusetts woman has been arrested and charged with threatening to kill federal agents who were making an immigration arrest outside of a Massachusetts courthouse. I'd say Bethany Abigail Terrell yelled, "Charlie Kirk died and we love it. We're coming for you. We're going to kill you." The federal agents assisting ICE. All captured on multiple federal body cams. Ooh. Tried to interfere with an arrest. Wow.
Well, the White House believes this, John, because it's just the truth. The president is the head of the executive branch, and therefore he has the right to hire and fire executive branch employees. And
you bet.
Unfortunately,
pretty cut and dry. It's pretty simple. We'll skip these. So much to get to. ICE announced the arrest of an illegal alien from Montenegro who is apparently working as a sworn police officer here in the U.S. So nice. Trump posting today, "If Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. Thank you for your attention to this matter."
Hamas, but to the other jihadists, including to those who are backing them. So now what we see happening in Gaza is that
this guy, former Trump foreign policy advisor Walid Fares, told Newsmax that Hamas is on the offensive to seize Gaza and embed itself as a camouflaged police force. They're killing people who could have been the pro-peace future of the enclave. Hamas is going full deceptive, telling the president they'll disarm when in fact they're massacring Palestinian youth. Yikes.
Let's do breaking news now. Immigration Customs and Enforcement has just revealed in the last short time a police officer working in Illinois is an illegal immigrant.
Unfreaking believable.
Radule Bajovic works for the Hanover Police Department. He graduated from the academy in August, but he has been living in the U.S. illegally for a decade after his tourist visa expired in 2015.
Wow.
His illegal status was discovered as part of Operation Midway.
Trump posting also today, "I'm outraged that the International Maritime Organization is voting in London this week to pass a global carbon tax." What? The United States will not stand for this global green new scam tax on shipping and will not adhere to it in any way, shape, or form. We will not tolerate increased prices on American consumers or the creation of a green new scam bureaucracy to spend your money on their green dreams. Stand with the United States and vote no in London tomorrow.
The fact that a police department either missed or overlooked a B2 overstay, which is a federal statute.
Crazy.
To me, that's not a good thing.
So he was a visa overstay, but even that
unreal.
Because non-citizens can't have a gun. So how can you be a police officer?
Correct. So I mean, for Chicago, they have a rule from their own police department that all they require is a work authorization. Okay, that's
to be a police officer in Chicago or
that's their requirement.
Illinois.
That's their requirement, and if that's the case, they still cannot ignore the fact that he was overstaying. That's a federal statute. So whether or not they came up or they missed it or whatever, I'm not blaming.
Yeah, they missed it. Oopsie.
Them, but it was missed, right? So We need to do something.
And we've confirmed that, so he's visa overstayed.
Conveniently overlooked. Russian intelligence doubted Oswald's involvement. Interesting. FBI pre-assassination attention. Despite immediate verifications before Kennedy's arrival, the FBI began paying attention to Oswald's meetings 2 weeks prior, but did not detain him. Oswald's alibi and timeline conflicts. Oswald denied that at the moment of purchase he was in the premises of the... What the kind of garbage idiot typed this? AI? No clue. Skipping. We're here to... Oh, here's the highlights of the presser from today for those that missed it, like me.
We're here today to announce a historic victory for American women, mothers, and families. With the actions I will outline this afternoon, will dramatically slash the cost of IVF and the treatment and many of the most common fertility drugs for countless millions of Americans. Prices are going way down, way, way down. We're here today. In the Trump administration, we want to make it easier for all couples to have babies, raise children, and start the families they've always dreamed about. That's why today I'm pleased to announce that after extensive...
Make it cheaper to have a baby and to live. Just to live. You want to do that.
Negotiations, EMD Serono.
You want people having babies, that's where you got to start.
The largest fertility drug manufacturer in the world has agreed to provide massive discounts to all fertility drugs they sell in the United States, including the most popular drug of all, the IVF drug, Gonal-F. So it's Gonal-F.
Gonal-F.
Finally, EMD.
It's just more drug stuff. All right. Get to the fun part. More IVF stuff. More IVF stuff. IVF stuff. Kennedy.
Yeah, please.
Following up on that,
I didn't say you. Your CNN fake news. Go ahead.
Your post.
That's freaking great. Yes.
I'm looking at what's happening, and that wasn't the deal that was made, and we'll see what happens. It's calmed down. It's a tough neighborhood. We know that. We have a commitment from them, and I assume they're going to honor that commitment. I hope they do. And I understand they brought back some additional bodies today. It's a rough deal when you think of it, right? Very rough. We have our hostages back completely. We were very lucky with that. But it's a tough situation. They brought back bodies today, as you probably know. But they also said they're going to behave. We're going to find out if they behave. If they behave, good. If they don't behave, we'll take care of it. I'm looking at what.
Ah, there we go.
You also posted about
getting asked about the phone call with Putin here.
your call with President Putin today. You spoke about you being in Hungary with him. Do you have a timeline or a date set for when?
Yeah, I would say within 2 weeks or so. Pretty quick. Marco Rubio is going to be meeting with his counterpart, as you know, Lavrov, and they'll be meeting pretty soon. They're going to set up a time and a place very shortly. Maybe it's already set up. They've already spoken. And I thought it was a very good phone call. I thought very productive. But I'll be meeting with President Putin, and we'll make a determination. Tomorrow I'm meeting with President Zelensky, and I'll be telling him about the call. I mean, we have a problem. They don't get along too well, those two, and it's sometimes tough to have meetings, so we may do something where we're separate but equal. We'll meet and talk parties, but this is a terrible relationship the two of them have, and it's one of those things. I've seen things that nobody would believe, but this is one of them. So we're going to be meeting in Hungary. Viktor Orban is going to be hosting, and it's really something that's time. Last week, over 7,000 people were killed. That's ridiculous. And, you know, it doesn't affect our country. We're not losing people. We're not losing Bobby. We're not losing Americans. But they're losing Russians, Ukrainians, mostly soldiers, for the most part, soldiers. And we think we're going to get it. We hope we're going to get it stopped. I thought this would be, because of my relationship with President Putin, I thought this would be very quick. And it's turned out to be, who would think I did Middle East before I did this? We did a total of 8 now, 7 and now 8. And we're going to make this number 9.
Letitia James is housing a... What? This might have been deleted for... who knows. Something. But allegedly, according to the headline, Letitia James is housing a felon OnlyFans model relative at her other Virginia property, which also faced federal investigation. Gross. Viktor Orban says, I just got off the phone with Trump. Preparations for the U.S.-Russia peace summit are underway. Hungary is the island of peace. Ex-Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton indicted, as we saw earlier. Big news today. Here's Trump getting asked about it.
Just indicted by a grand jury in Maryland. Do you have a reaction to that?
I didn't know that. You told me for the first time, but I think he's, you know, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy.
It's really quiet. It's hard to hear.
It's too bad, but it's the way it goes.
The case against him?
That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes. Will I what?
It's the way it goes.
Have you reviewed the case against him?
No, I haven't. I haven't. But I just think he's a bad person. Okay, anybody?
Pritzker won $1.4 million playing blackjack in Las Vegas last year. $1.4 million. Must be nice. In a bombshell revelation, U.S. Attorney Bill O'Saley just exposed that California Democrat officials oversaw massive homelessness fund fraud. Ah! Of course they did.
Of where billions
and do
of California tax dollars intended to solve homelessness ended up. California has spent more
lying in people's pockets.
More than $24 billion over the last 5 years with little to no progress in solving our homelessness epidemic. California state officials failed to provide meaningful oversight over the individuals who received most of these funds, and they had little to no answers to the public's demand for accountability. Well, that accountability starts today. Today we are announcing significant developments into our investigation. We're making public 2 criminal cases relating to 2 separate real estate developers who were involved in misappropriating millions of state funds intended to combat homelessness. This morning, federal agents arrested Cody Holmes, a 31-year-old Beverly Hills resident and the former CFO of Shangri-La Industries, a downtown LA-based developer of affordable housing, for defrauding the Home Key program that is administered by the state of California. The program awarded grant money, which included federal tax dollars, for specific projects to convert motels into housing for the homeless and to operate the units. By April of 2022, Shangri-La Industries, where Holmes was the CFO, had co-applied with multiple California cities to convert numerous properties in California, including a location in Thousand Oaks. The state asked for proof that the company had the financial capacity to build all the projects. In response, Holmes and Shangri-La knowingly submitted fake bank statements which claimed to show that the developer had about $160 million on deposit. Not only were the bank statements fake, our investigation shows that Shangri-La and its affiliates had nowhere near the amount of money they claimed they had in the fake bank statements.
Dirty, dirty, dirty. Trump says Zelensky and I will be meeting tomorrow in the Oval Office where we will discuss my conversation with Putin and much more. I believe great progress was made with today's telephone conversation. Cool. Some more developments tomorrow. Big stuff. IRS whistleblowers reach settlement with DOJ in retaliation case. Okay, Trump and Putin phone call here. Putin congratulated Trump on Middle East peace progress. Trump believes this will help in ending the Russia-Ukraine war. Putin thanked Melania for her involvement with helping children. They discussed future trade once the war ends. They agreed to hold high-level advisor meetings next week, led by Marco Rubio on the U.S. side. They plan to meet in Budapest, Hungary. We'll also meet Zelensky in Oval tomorrow. Concluded that great progress was made.
So about a month ago, I came across a sentence in my textbook, and it read identities, describing identities, and one identity that it pointed out was Christianity. And in parentheses, the book reiterated that Christianity is
evil, bad, no.
A US-based white supremacist group.
Well, there it is.
Which I was mind blown because
wow,
the textbook did not describe any other identities besides Christianity. I had opened my textbook to read chapter 8, which was titled Contested Identities, Shifting Publics in a
Contested Identities. Seriously?
Globalized World.
That's crazy.
The way it was worded, it listed several marginalized groups, but then only called Christians to be white supremacists. But this scariest thing is that the book was written in 2007. Therefore,
whoa.
This has been shared for almost 20 years, and it was never questioned. I think American academia needs a definite reevaluation, especially in our textbooks, as we can see.
Needs a good steam cleaning.
From my prime example, the books hide underlying propaganda, in my opinion. It seems as if they are innocent, but in reality, they know what they are doing and trying to push on their students. I love this story because I love Jesus, so I'm happy to tell this, but my grandfather is a Baptist preacher in North Carolina. He is a wonderful man, and he raised me in my Christian faith, and I was told to never back down. In March, I actually got baptized, proclaimed my faith loudly in front of everybody, so that's why it hurt more, because I'm proud of my faith, and I don't want people who don't know who Jesus is or who don't know what Christianity is to take this and run with this and see Christians as a US-based white supremacist group. Because not only that, Christianity didn't come from the United States.
That is like, what the heck? How did that ever make it into a textbook? Christianity came from the United States? Like, what? Oh, Zelensky is apparently already in Washington on the ground. In typical garb. For him. U.S. Senate advances Trump judicial nominee Harold D. Moody III to be district judge for the Northern District of Alabama, 62-34. Backlog continuing to be cleared out. Good.
I think this will be the longest shutdown in the history of ever. And I don't say that happily. I don't say that proudly. I'm just saying that realistically.
It goes past Thanksgiving?
I do. I just don't see what's going to get us out of it.
Past Thanksgiving. Wow. That's quite a while. John Bolton expected to surrender himself to authorities as soon as tomorrow, after being indicted.
That Bolton is expected to self-surrender as soon as
Bitch ass.
tomorrow in federal court in Greenbelt, Maryland. So it's not going to be a long time until we start seeing more of the meat of what this case may be, and the court proceedings get off to a start very quickly. Casey?
Very interesting. All right, Caitlin, stand by for us. I know you're
Bitch ass mustache. Right.
Yeah, so John Bolton was charged with 18 federal counts, and I apologize, I'm going to look down. I'm reading this. We're still just getting this. We have the first 8 counts are transmission of national defense information. The second set of 9 counts, that's counts 9 through 18, is retention of national defense information. And that looks like it's U.S. Code Title 19, Section 793D and E, which is part of the Espionage Act. Now, there was another statute that they were considering, and it looks like they've only charged him with those Espionage Act statutes, but we're still reading through this indictment. It's 26 pages long. There's a lot of background information here, and I apologize, but we're literally just getting this in right now, so I'm still... Yeah, so John Bolton...
Mm-hmm. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is not a kindergarten classroom. This is apparently AOC's office.
All right, guys. Sadly, we're at AOC's office, and she's not here. The door is locked. So, yeah, I'm really disappointed. I expected her to be here. So we have a... AOC is MIA. She's not here.
Oh, creepy.
Sorry, guys. We'll go to other
freaking
Democrats and check, but AOC is not here. Her door is locked.
What kind of disturbed person working in Congress would do this to their office? Good Lord. All right. That's it there. Go back down to that bit we missed. We missed these. All right.
Well, that's a classic case of I don't want to answer the question because I know it's wildly unpopular. In the Democrat Party, this interview proved that the Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world. And that's why President Trump worked so hard to end this conflict in the Middle East. It was President Trump who brought home the last living hostage out of Gaza, Edon Alexander, who has since been reunited with his family in New Jersey. It's President Trump who is actually pushing for peace. And I would like to add, where are all of the Free Palestine protesters? It's President Trump who freed Palestine, literally. And they are now very much quiet because why? They can't stand President Trump. And that is the basis of the Democrat Party today. They don't stand for anything except for catering to their far left base, which, as I said, includes anti-Semites, includes Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals who they want to let off freely to roam in American streets.
Okay.
The president and the White House's position on this Democrat shutdown has not changed. All they need to do is vote to reopen the government. That is all we are asking for. That's all Republicans want. We want to reopen the government, get people back to work, get people paid. And the Democrats are just so selfishly using politics to shut down the government and hold the entire country hostage. We now have thousands of flights across the country that have been delayed and canceled because air traffic controllers and TSA agents are not getting paid through this shutdown. President Trump had to tap into tariff revenue to get WIC money out the door for vulnerable women, infant, and children. President Trump and the White House used a creative solution to get our troops paid. The president is bending over backwards to do what's right by the American people, and the Democrats are continuing to play partisan politics. We hope every day that sensible Democrats with just a little bit of courage to stand against Bernie Sanders and AOC, who, according to the CNN town hall last night, are clearly the new leadership of the Democrat Party, stand against that radical nonsense and vote to reopen the government. And then we can have serious conversations about health care, about immigration, about our economy. That's what this administration wants to do. President Trump wants to fix our broken healthcare system. That's why he's had a number of announcements with major drug companies to bring down the cost of prescriptions and pharmaceutical drugs in this country for American consumers. He's more than committed to talking about that. But first, we must reopen the government. And it's deeply unfortunate Democrats voted today for the 10th time to shut down the government for the 16th day in a row.
Ish.
This just came out, apparently as part of Operation Midway Blitz. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, announced the arrest of Radule Bojovic, an illegal alien from Montenegro who was working as a sworn police officer with the Hanover Park Police Department. Bojovic apparently was encountered during a targeted enforcement action as part of Operation Midway Blitz. DHS reminding it's a felony for an illegal alien to possess a firearm. And this fellow apparently was working as a sworn police officer. I know you might not know much about it, but wondering if we can get an initial reaction.
No, this is the first time I'm hearing of it. I will take your facts as the facts, John, on this one. And it's unsurprising to me to hear this because we've seen various examples of this. There was a superintendent, I believe in the state of Iowa, who was here in this country illegally with a final order of removal. We've seen that New York State has been giving out licenses illegally to illegal aliens with, literally, it says no name given on the driver's license. So these are the cases that happen when you had an administration, the Biden administration, for 4 years that completely neglected the laws of our homeland, that allowed a mass invasion of tens of millions of illegal aliens, and they have been infiltrated into our communities. So this is another unfortunate example of that, and the Department of Homeland Security is doing incredible work every single day in the face of grave danger and threats, and also Democrats holding their paychecks hostage. We have federal law enforcement who are trying to keep our communities safe, and they are not being paid because of the Democrat Party, but they are doing God's work, and we are very grateful for them, and the president stands behind them 100%.
All right. Let's go see what's cooking in Portland. What's the latest in Portland?
Around 8:45, a protester was tackled by federal agents outside the ICE facility in South Portland. The man carried inside, but about 15 minutes later, this call came in through dispatch.
I'm calling with Federal Police Dispatch. I'm calling requesting EMS to 4310 Southwest Macadam for one of the detained subjects.
Within minutes, AMR was on scene. The road was cleared, and EMTs were let into the ICE facility to...
Big bait. The story behind Portland's inflatable protesters, allegedly.
You've seen the viral videos of frogs, unicorns, T-Rexes, and bananas outside Portland's ICE facility.
Oh yeah, tell me the story.
But how did this start, and why are people still doing it?
I mean, if Portland is being full on Portland and it's Comic-Con out here, it's kind of hard to spin that narrative of calling us like terrorists and stuff when we're just out here in funny costumes dancing.
So,
Why are the costumes being trucked in by U-Haul?
That's what's going on right now.
President Donald Trump and his administration have called Portland a war zone and threatened to send National Guard troops there to restore order.
Oh, it's bad.
A federal judge later blocked the deployment.
Portland is on fire. Portland's been on fire for years.
In response,
the streets there.
Yeah. Like just more of the same with the stupid costumes for now. They're trying to play it down for a while. All right. Find anything else interesting here in the last 10 minutes or so? Oh, Kiss founding guitarist Ace Frehley, dead at 74. Suffering a brain bleed following a fall in the studio last month. Ouch. That sucks. All right. Let's... Oh, here's Vance.
Even if you had all 53 Republicans who would support a health care program, you would need 7 Democrats to get on board. So we're going to actually force the Democrats to work with us and to actually enact some policy. And this is what's been so crazy, Greta, about being in this town for the last 8 months. The Democrats' entire obsession is fight Trump. Get Trump, attack Trump. When they get the majority, if they ever get the majority, they're going to try to impeach Trump. And we know that, and that's their sole focus and their obsession. We would actually like to work with the Democrats on fixing health care for the American people. Unfortunately, we haven't found much willingness across the aisle to do that. Even if you had all 50...
Yeah. It's all the IVF stuff.
All we want to do is just extend. We don't want anything. We just want to extend, live with the deal that they had. They want to spend $1.5 trillion on illegal immigrants, and they want to destroy health care for everyone else, and it's crazy.
Wonder why.
It's crazy. People that are here illegally, they want to spend $1.5 trillion. So we're just not going to do it. No, we have to take care of our health care. Now,
can't do it. It's insanity.
We're doing that today, and we're doing it with, favored nations, the most favored nations. Your costs are going to be dropping greatly.
Okay. Boy, Chuck Schumer on No King's Day.
This weekend's No Kings rallies will be an affirmation about what America is all about. We are a democracy in America. We have no kings, despite the fact that Trump has even said he wants to become one and is acting in ways that are a threat to our democracy. And I say to my fellow citizens, do not let Donald Trump or Republicans intimidate you into silence. That's what they want to do. They're afraid.
Oh, yeah, because it's so scary for you.
The truth. Republicans.
What are you worried about? Give me a break.
Are going apoplectic because Americans are exercising their right to free speech. I say to Americans, show the world how much we love this country, how much we love our values, how much we love our democracy and want to
by destroying
preserve it. And don't be
by destroying it. You want to preserve it by destroying it.
Afraid. Trump and the Republicans want you to be afraid. They don't like free speech. When it's free speech, they don't want to hear. But we're not going to let them intimidate us. For weeks, Republicans have tried to vilify these rallies. They call them the most ridiculous of terms, hate America rallies. These are love America rallies. They call them terrorist rallies. That's just despicable. Do not let Donald Trump or Republicans intimidate you into silence. That is what they want. That is how dictators evolve, when good people of all different beliefs and backgrounds stay silent. No King's Day says we will not stay silent.
Yeah, you're telling me. All right. So boring. Okay. Yeah, John Solomon's got anything fresh here? Okay. There we go.
Yesterday, we had the FBI director on this show, and he said to us, more accountability is coming. And he said it could come with Antifa, it could come with big public officials. Well, tonight, 3 separate indictments have been unleashed in the last hour. Let me walk you through them. The first is a former national security advisor, John Bolton. 18 felonies accusing President Trump's former national security advisor, the man who turned against the president, of mishandling classified information. Thousands of pages, the government alleges, were sent by John Bolton to 2 relatives who lived in his home, giving secret information from his daily doings at the White House. Some of that information was classified. Other documents taken home or to his office were marked classified. Highly sensitive, top secret, at the compartmentalized level is what the indictment says. This is a very serious national security indictment. In fact, one of the most sweeping I've seen in a long time as a reporter. Now, while that was going on, a separate grand jury in Miami indicted Smartmatic, the election computer company, the company that creates election machines. The government, the Trump Justice Department, accused Smartmatic of paying $1 million in bribes to win an election contract in the country of the Philippines. That is a second one. And if that doesn't get you excited enough, or at least your head spinning, remember just a few days ago, Democrats said, there's no Antifa, it's just an idea. Well, a grand jury in Dallas disagrees. Just about 5 minutes ago, a grand jury handed up an indictment saying that a cell of 11 Antifa members in North Texas were behind a very serious attack against an ICE facility there. Gripping details in this indictment about going for rifles and trying to create harm to the ICE employees who were just doing their job, arresting illegal aliens and transporting them. This attack occurred back around in July in, I believe it was Fort Worth, if I remember correctly. So 3 indictments in just a short period of time. Yes, accountability is beginning to come. The sort of things that Kash Patel said yesterday, the sort of things Pam Bondi's been talking about, the things that President Trump promised on the campaign trail coming to bear in the United States court system.
That's right. Coming soon to a theater near you. Alrighty.
So look, the thing I can tell you is that money doesn't lie. And the thing we're doing at the FBI is following the money. And thanks to President Trump, we now have Antifa designated, rightfully so, as a domestic terror organization. And we have had multiple investigations going on, not just in Portland, where we are mapping out the money. And we are using social media and the influencers that the president had here just this last week, because they're the ones on the ground getting us ground level intelligence, because law enforcement isn't able to enter these spaces, and these people are brave enough to do it. So we already have dozens of arrests of these individuals involved. But what we want to do is, as you pointed out, is someone is paying for this. These are organized acts of violence, fully funded by people who don't even live necessarily in these communities, showing up in dozens with the same placards, the same helmets, the same riot gear. Someone's paying for it, and we're on the verge of finding that out thanks to these new authorities.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you finding a substantial amount of crossover between Antifa groups and now what we are seeing as almost militant trans groups?
I think there's going to be some crossover for sure, but what that raises in my mind is a problem that I've been trying to tackle for a long time, which is social media is wildly out of control. I mean, our kids are allowed to go on these gaming platforms for fair purposes, gaming, but then unfortunately you have the child predators that go on these gaming platforms. You have Antifa that goes on these gaming platforms, and no one's overseeing them because our kids aren't monitored while they're on these platforms, and they're taking advantage of lawful use of these mechanisms to make basically an anarchist system that wants to take down the United States government. And that's why this threat is so real, and that's why we in this White House and this administration are so fervently tackling it with every resource we have at the FBI. We've created an entire new program and division dedicated to rooting out the money that is funding these operations, whether it's U.S. based or domestically, internationally. We're going to get there, and I think you're going to see even more crossover into these communities that you identified.
Yeah, it's amazing. Are our enemies taking advantage of these anarchist groups or using them as proxies to further destabilize our country? Do you see some foreign, the Cubas, Venezuela's, Iran's involved with them?
Well, I think they were before President Trump sealed the border.
Yeah.
You know, they were coming in by the thousands, these criminals, and they were taking advantage of America and our resources that are supposed to be for our citizens who are lawfully here. And so when you stop and seal the border, that's step one, like the president did. But now what you have to do is go clean up 4 years of the Biden administration's mess that has been allowed to embed themselves. They're not just there for a fleeting moment. They're living as your neighbors, and you don't even know it. And that's the thing we try to highlight when we talk about these crimes against children that people are doing. They are done by people, not just violent anarchists, but people who are in positions of power and are supposed to be protecting our youth. So there is a crossover of all of this, and that is why we are out there crushing violent crime and using Operation Summer Heat to do it.
Going places. Slowly but surely. Good. Okay. What's that, hon? I don't. Probably upstairs. Maybe on a walk then. Yeah. I'll come help you look for her in a second.
Absolutely. There's no type of violence that is going to be accepted by this FBI, but the difference between this FBI and the prior administration's FBI's is simple. We are not weaponized. We are not politicized. We are removing the fangs of weaponization. You saw what they did from everything between Russiagate and attacking Catholics and everything in between to leaking and spying on senators, unlawfully so. This FBI, under my leadership, has been more transparent than ever before. We have produced to Congress 4 times as many documents in 7 months than Comey and Wray did combined. And we're going to continue on that. My commitment to work with the American public is not just a transparency effort, but it's also to have accountability in the public forum, not just in the courts of law, to say these people corrupted our system of justice, and we're showing you how they do it, and we're showing it on everything from January 6th on. Absolutely. There's...
All right. Well, we'll call it there. We're at the top of the hour here. What do we got tomorrow again? What was it? Oh yeah, Zelensky. Zelensky visiting the Oval Office tomorrow. And John Bolton turning himself in like the dog he is. Dirtbag. All right. Elsie's in. That does it for me. How's it going, man? What's up?
Oh, everything's good. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. You know, enjoying the ride.
Chilling. No, to Cash Patel, flip and weaponize it, man. Just
Go ahead.
Weaponize it. Do it.
Please.
That's what we need right now. I understand the idea of not weaponizing it, but you got to do it.
Don't weaponize it, but you know, weaponize it.
Right,
yeah,
right. Because we're poking the bear pretty hard right now. We got to be willing to deal with it, because sooner or later they will be back in power. If that's allowed. So if you're gonna poke them hard as hell.
Yup. Well, it looks like they are. I mean, Bolton just got slammed with 18 counts. So
John Bolton. Oh, nice.
18 count indictment. He's hooked, turning himself in within the next 24 hours.
Nice. Yeah, I was thinking more like just left in general, I think is what is freaking me out right now.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're getting backed into a corner, and I think they're going to be really dangerous in that corner.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool to see some motion.
Yeah, finally, it's like starting to, wheels are starting to turn.
Yep. Yeah, great to see that. Happy to see that.
Yeah. Just hope it continues, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. Yeah, hope for the best, and yeah, just keep pushing forward. And yeah, I mean, seriously, people you got to start calling it out. Just wield the power, you know. I know the Republican Party's always been like, we can't do this. They're going to use it against us. It's like, we got to be way past that right now, because this is a turning point in many ways, and it could be the best thing that ever happened to us, or it could bite us in the ass in 3 years, or, 7 years, or whenever that comes to fruition. Because I mean, the left might be dead in a lot of ways, but there's still a lot of them out there. And like I said, I do see them as being backed into a corner like an animal. And I think
they're going to lash out.
Consequences
Already are, but worse.
Right.
It's going to get worse.
Starting to do more riots, and I think we'll see more political violence. As much as I hate to say that, I think that's just the reality of the situation right now.
Yep.
So we got to be, you know, they have to be willing to nip it in the bud. Send in the National Guard. Send in like 10,000 of them.
You just
you know?
flood the zone, man. Do it.
Send them all in.
Yep.
Yeah, 400's awesome, but send in 10,000.
Right. What are they going to say to that?
Yep. It's us or them at this point.
Yep.
Like,
Indeed.
it's that polarized.
Never been clearer, really.
Yeah, I think, well, we all wanted that kumbaya moment, and I think we all believed in that for a long time. And there's been a lot of signs.
They just don't.
Right.
Yep.
There's been a lot of signs. I think Charlie Kirk was the big wake-up call for a lot of people because they didn't realize how much they hated people like you. And just a real moderate guy, by the way, you know, a moderate conservative, and they believe that he forfeited his right for life. So what do you think they think of you?
Yep.
It's or me for that matter.
Yep.
But, yeah, I think that was the good wake up call for people that there is no coming to these people they just have to be defeated. I'm not saying anything illegal. Very legally, they must be defeated, and there are ways to do this. And part of it is you got to use the federal and state government.
Wield that stick while you got it. Like,
yeah,
go
exactly.
ahead.
Because you bet your ass they're going to do it if they get it back. If they get it back, we're all going to jail.
Yep.
So
hey, there's no question at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Either you beat them down now, or we're all in big doo doo in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well, suppose I'll let you get to it, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. You have a good show.
All right, thanks a lot. Say hi to Radix and everybody for me, and have a great evening. I'll see you on Saturday.
Will do. Be rad.
See ya. Oh, okay. All right, everybody.
Okay, there we go. Yes, I see. Sorry, I saw you in there. Miss Sorry in YouTube says, "What did you just say, Pam? I just came online. Did not know about Bolton." Yeah, that's right. John Bolton indicted on 18 counts so far. So far. Don't be too surprised to see a few more. And it's a good day. It's a good day. Good day for all of us. And he hadn't even turned himself in yet. That's coming. That's coming soon. Can't wait to see the footage, you know, since... Oh, wait, we don't tip media off about that, right? That's not how we do things? I hope they perp walk his ass in front of as many cameras as possible. Do it. Yep. So anyway, it's a good day. Good day with that. Wonderful news, and sounds like tomorrow should be another interesting one too. So, had fun tonight. Wonderful night. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 to 11. I don't do the evening show on Friday anymore. I do 9 to 11 in the morning on Friday. So, I will see you guys then to take in the morning news. See you then. Bye-bye.